Hello and welcome. Do you have challenges sending money back home or accessing local currency when you travel, or have a bank account to have your money paid into? Perhaps you're somebody with all those three issues. Let me introduce you to NetMoney, that offers you banking solutions with an ethical approach that solves all three issues as mentioned. NetMoney will leave you with more money in your pocket to benefit you and your loved ones. Hello, Farouk. Tell us who you are and what you're going to share with us today.
I'm one of the directors of NetMoney, and I'm really excited to be here today to tell you and your viewers at home all about NetMoney.
Exciting.
And how we can help them. We're going to be talking about a new way for your viewers to send money back home to their loved ones instantly for a fixed cost of £2.
Just £2?
Just £2, and that's without leaving your chair or completing any paperwork.
Fill me in, let me hear this.
We're also going to be talking about a super easy way to access local currency when they're travelling abroad themselves, back home to visit family or on business, and need to access local currency. So we're going to be talking about that as well.
Excellent.
And then of course we're going to be talking about challenges for your viewers who need a bank account to have their salary, wages paid in. So again, we're going to be talking about how we can help on that front as well.
How exciting. So then let's go back to the first point, which was sending money back home.
Yeah.
Now, you know, often when I send money home, it's a case of perhaps I remember previously, you know, used to find somebody that was going home, and then we moved on to, you know, going to a specific store, or we go to the old post office, and we would do that. It would take an hour. Or, you know, you fill out forms and, you know, bring ID, and they have to bring ID in order to get this money. So, you know, how does yours differ, and what's the difference? What you said easy, and then you said £2. I'm really intrigued. I need to hear that.
Well, you know, you've highlighted all the challenges that we've been seeing, people who need to send money back home, sometimes they're having to wait until they finish work until they're able to send money back home. And for loved ones who need that money, it can be a real challenge, particularly if it's instant. And then there's all the other issues about money hanging and all of that nonsense, and having to chase up, and the person at the other end having to go to the local agent. So we completely transform and change all of that through a banking solution that we bring.
So Farouk, you mentioned £2. Break it down to me. How does that work?
Okay. Well, let me use this screen over here, Priscilla. Well, first of all, you need to open an account with NetMoney, and as we can see over here, a very happy chappy. He's opened an account with NetMoney, and having opened an account, we'll have set him up online. So he will have an online account to go and log in and check his status. At the same time, we will have issued him with a NetMoney Visa debit card that you can see up here, which in the flesh looks like this. And once he's opened an account, if he plans to send money to loved ones regularly, then at that point he will also nominate loved ones. And over here he's got 3 people, very interesting family structure. Looking at them, you know, it's difficult to tell how they're related.
But they are indeed.
But they are indeed, but they're clearly people that he's sending money to regularly. So we will have opened an account for them as well, and it will have all been done by this individual here.
Right.
And we will have issued them with their own NetMoney Visa card.
Okay.
And now, when this chappie wants to send money, he needs to make sure that he's got funds in his account. Once he's got funds in his account, he just simply decides how much he wants to send, whether it's £50, £500 or £5,000, irrespective of the amount. It's a fixed fee of £2, and the moment he sends the money across to his loved ones, there's a one-off charge of £2. It allows people to send money instantly from their computer or from their iPad or from their mobile phone. It's as simple as that.
That sounds amazing. You know, because normally I mentioned the store. When I go to the store, they send nowadays from their computer. But you're saying I will send from my computer, from my phone.
Correct.
At home.
No middlemen.
Amazing. Now that card looks like the normal banking card that I would get from my bank. But we're talking about sending money home.
You are indeed, yes.
So how does it work?
Well, to all extent and purposes, it is just a regular card. It's the same as your HSBC card, it's the same as your Barclay card in your wallet. The only difference is what you can actually do with a NetMoney account.
Wow.
And very simply, you just need to log into your NetMoney Connect account, and you can do that online, as I said earlier, on your computer.
That's after you've opened the account with you.
That's after you've opened the account, and providing you've got some funds in there, just like you would need to have some money in your Barclay account or HSBC, at the stroke of a key, at the stroke of a button,
right,
you can now effectively transfer or send money to your loved ones who you will have nominated, and they will have their own account.
Okay.
And once the money is in their account, and it is instant, so the moment you press the button, the money is now with them, they can now simply go along to the nearest Visa ATM with their NetMoney Visa card, pop it in the ATM, and withdraw the money that's been sent to them, and that's instant.
So when I open an account,
Yes.
whomever I nominate
Yes.
also gets a Visa card.
Yes.
And when I do the transfer on my system,
Yes.
it goes straight to their account.
That's correct.
And how long is that? Is that something that happens in 24 hours? Because, you know, obviously there's a transfer. Because even here, when we transfer money, sometimes to some accounts, it takes 24 hours.
Yeah.
So how long does it take?
Well, it's instant.
Okay, let me get this right. Because normally when I go to the post office to send, if I'm sending, say, £100, and subject to who I use, I'll pay a fee between £5 and £10. If I'm spending 200, if I'm sending 200, it's the same thing. I'll pay between 10 and so forth. Are you saying that whether I send £100, I send 500, 200, 1,000, I will only pay £2?
Absolutely right. And you now understand why we are an ethical company and an ethical brand in the way that we do things. There is absolutely no reason on God's green earth why companies should be charging people in the way that they do, which is predominantly the more money you send, the more they want to charge you. The quicker you want your money to get to your loved ones, again, the more they want to charge you.
Ask you something. You mentioned opening the bank account.
Yes.
Is there a charge or a fee for that? That's my first question.
Yes. There is a one-off fixed fee of £7.99 to open an account, and that's a one-off at the time of opening an account. So this happy chappy here, when he opened his account, he will have paid £7.99, and that's a one-off charge.
Okay, is the £7.99, does it cover the other 3 people's account that I open, or just my own?
No, it just opens this chap's account that he's opened. So for each individual, if you like, companion that he adds, and links to his account, there is an additional charge of £5.99. Okay. So let's just say that he opened an account for himself, and he added on 3 people who he plans to send money to regularly. The total cost for this would be £25.96, and that would be made up of £7.99 here, £5.99 for each one of these individuals.
Is it a maximum of 3 people, or can you have more than 3?
It's a maximum of 3 people who you can have on your account, who you can send money to. However, you can send money to any NetMoney customer, irrespective of the loved ones or the companions that you send money to regularly.
You know, one thing that we are always concerned about is the exchange rate. Exchange rate. Hit me with it.
Being an ethical company, we choose to be transparent about our exchange rates. So on our website, there is a live feed which shows all the different exchange rates for all the different currencies, for all the different countries, changing on a daily basis. Against that, we have our £2 fixed fee that we've already talked about, and that in its entirety is what it actually costs you to send money back home to loved ones. And I would urge viewers at home to always think about the exchange rate together with the fee that they're going to be paying to send money, and then see if they're getting value for money or not, because that is the key.